Your voice. I'm Byron. I'm joined by my co-host Lisette. We are live from South by Southwest at the ICC, and we are lucky to be joined by our special guest Camey O'Keefe. How are you going today, Camey?
I am very well. Thanks for having me.
So, what brings you to South by Southwest? What are you presenting here today, and what is your what brings you to South by Southwest?
Play brings me to South by Southwest. So this morning at 10 a.m. I was on a panel with Dr. Kate Renshaw and Rihanna Brown, and moderated by Odette Barry. And the three of us, all with very different backgrounds, came together to advocate for play, and how if we as humans on this planet all kind of made more time and space and gave energy to play, I reckon the world would be a better place.
So what does play mean to you on a personal level, and how are you advocating for that?
Oh, that's such a good question. What does play mean to me? We actually laugh that play is tricky because it's got so many definitions. Yeah. And so maybe traditionally we tend to think of it as what kids do. And for us, that's part of the problem, is that we stop doing it after a certain age, which I think is partly probably the cause for all the angst. For me, I use a definition of play as almost like a mindset and then a set of supporting practices. And the mindset is your involvement is total, but you carry it lightly. So anything that you can do when you're in that state is a form of play for you. And so often we talk about play, when you're playing, you're in flow. So that idea that you kind of, that those sort of activities where you lose sense of time. It's that really beautiful sweet spot between challenge but also mastery. So it's something that you're good at naturally, but there is also a degree of learning whilst you're doing it, and also that it's energizing rather than depleting. So I think, that definition, does something come to mind for each of you?
Yeah, excellent. Well, I think what you were saying before is about how you sort of merge like business and corporate organizations with play and fun. So how do you do that in an organization sense?
Well, so maybe I should talk about my background and how I kind of came to it. Yeah, so I worked in advertising for over 20 years in the discipline called account management. So I'm the person that is a bit like the bridge between a creative department and the client who comes to the business or the brand who wants that advertising or brand support. And the whole thing with that is to get to good creative ideas, you really want to make space for play. And in a work context, often that's something we don't do very naturally. So my job, I talk about it is to be a playmaker. So to create the space where people feel safe to play in a work context. So the way that I would do that was kind of twofold. One is like creating the space for creatives. So that's their role. So often it's a copywriter and art director in advertising to go away and just come up with crazy ideas. Yeah, so this idea, we talk about my role in account management was to create a safe space for wild ideas. And that is essentially allowing them to go play. Yeah, so on that one side of the fence, that's my gig. But on the other side of the fence, it's working with clients to be open to play and therefore be more willing to take a leap and maybe entertain ideas that they wouldn't naturally say yes to. And the way that I would do that is by, I talk about these kind of 4 simple principles. One is like making sure everyone feels safe. Yeah, so you can't play if you don't feel safe.
100%.
Like any playground, if there was, broken glass and blades lying around, no one would get amongst it. So in a work context, that's more about psychological safety. So making sure that everyone feels safe to say what they think, share their opinion, show up as themselves. That's number one. Then my role is to almost encourage people in the room to get a bit silly. So welcome play. Yeah. So I talk about safety first, then welcome. So welcome play, welcome a playful energy, almost like let go of some of the rules and strictures that you might feel you have to follow at work. Because I think definitely in a work context, there's a sort of a certain way you're supposed to show up. So it's allowing people to release that a little bit. Then I encourage people to give each other permission to do that. So if you turn up and you feel safe and then you're really playful, but then someone shuts you down real quick, it kills the creative energy in the room. So it's about being almost like an advocate and a facilitator to make sure everyone's playing. And then finally, it's about pushing. So it's sort of take a leap. So encouraging everyone to go, I'm almost thinking it's like if you're in a swing, push that little bit higher than you would, climb a little bit, further up than you might normally, this idea of taking a leap. So for me, in a work context, the way I might, as a client lead, or I kind of call it a playmaker, get people to show up and play are those 4 things. Feel safe, welcome play, give permission to yourself and to others, and then take a leap.
Wow.
That's a lot to take in. That's
It is a bit, yeah.
That is
and
really interesting.
And by the way, it's sort of the whole thing with it is if you're doing it as a role, it's kind of invisible. Like I'm not turning up and saying, right,
no.
now I need you to welcome.
It's not something you can be like there and specifically implementing. It's just like you're saying, it's something you have to incorporate as a whole organization, I suppose. Do you think that being playful overall makes a business or an environment more powerful overall? Like, do you think that it can bring people together rather than separating as we have over the past couple of years, I suppose, with COVID and all that? Do you think it overall makes a company and, like I said, an organization more powerful overall?
Oh, 100%. So it is shown to be one of the 3 top drivers of high performance. And that's not only in a creative context. That's what makes it interesting for me because that's my background. But they say that the top 3 drivers of high performance are play, purpose, and potential. So, yeah, it's not just for fun that you might do it. It is actually because it will give benefits back to the business.
That's so interesting. Now, a question kind of off the wall that I've been giving people today is, what is your go-to coffee order? What's keeping you going through South by Southwest?
Oh my goodness, this is going to make me sound like such a Melbourne coffee wanker, but my order is actually a magic.
Love a magic.
Yeah. Do you?
Love it. My go-to.
Do you know the technical definition? Because whenever people ask me,
double ristretto. I believe.
None of this makes any sense to me.
No.
I'm not a coffee drinker. This is just foreign language to me.
Well,
I'm just trying to suss out like what's the go-to after I'm done to keep me going.
Why don't you go play and order yourself a magic and see what you think?
That is the best possible way to end this off.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Camey
you so
O'Keefe.
much.
My
Thank you
pleasure.
for joining us. This has been TAFE Radio. There's more coming where this came from. Thank you very much.
Go so quickly.
I know.
Thank you very much. That was
Wait,
great.
do you guys want to get a photo?
Sure. Oh, look, she's going to get it. Got it?